All right, and welcome. Wow, we have a lot of people here for our keynote. This is very exciting, and it will be starting very soon. I think she's just allowing a couple more people to join that are in the waiting room. I think it's safe to say that we can start in the next 2 minutes. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, I think we can go ahead and start.
Okay, sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. You know how tech can be. But thank you all for joining me today for the Blacks in Cyber Winter Conference 2021. Um, I am going to be talking about how I built my brand as a Black woman in cybersecurity and how to market yourself like the Empress. Ultimately, I want to show you guys how you can make your mark and become a part of Black tech history with personal branding. Oops. Okay, so to introduce myself, if you don't know already know who I am. I am Taylor. Sorry, it's like the sorry guys. The There's people coming in, so I'm trying to like let them in. I am Taylor Herarte, also known as the Digital Empress. I have over 6 years of experience in the tech field professionally. I worked in the public and private sector as a help desk analysis, a network analysis, system admin, and a security engineer. I started my brand, The Digital Empress, back in 2015 because I didn't really see many women like me online. As an undergrad, when I was attending my classes, I was trying to, look on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter for women like me, and it was a bit hard back when I started my undergrad program. So I decided to take it upon myself to be that representation for Black women and help more of us to get inspired to push ourselves out online. Um, I am now a full time business owner who has an ebook to help beginners get into the field. I run a small beauty supply shop, so I sell like lashes and lip gloss. Um, and I sell technical products now. I sell webcam covers, such as the following. And I also sell like the ones that slide. And I'm also an affiliate for many different tech brands, such as Proton Mail, Dashlane, and Ethical Hackers Academy. And I run an online platform that educates, inspires, and entertains technical and non technical people. I'm currently training myself to take my skills to the next level and become a penetration tester and bug bounty hunter. And I eventually want to run my own pen testing company, doing that ever since I found out that I could join cybersecurity as a professional. And I knew that you could become a pen tester. I've always wanted to be that. So I'm currently studying and on my way to gaining the necessary certs and skills to be able to become that. Okay, so these are our table of contents. This is what we're going to be talking about today. The first slide, we're going to be talking about why is it important to market yourself online, especially in InfoSec as a Black person. We're going to be talking about utilizing social media to help you gain opportunities to help others. The next topic we're going to talk about is different platforms you can use to market yourself. A list of all the platforms I've personally used to help market myself, and I'm going to be offering tips on how I did that. Personal websites and LinkedIn is going to be the third topic. These are more professional ways in which you can market and build your network. And then after that, we're going to talk about Twitter and Instagram, two of my favorite places to market myself, two of the places where I use to build my brand the quickest, and how I use that for entertainment, networking, and making my learning process fun. YouTube and GitHub will be the fifth topic, utilizing video platforms and developer websites to market what you know, find projects, and track your daily progress. And then we're going to close it out for the keynote. So topic number one, why is it important to market yourself online? Utilizing social media to help you gain opportunities and help others. So our overall goal in branding ourselves online is to make history, gain opportunities, and inspire others. Our contributions in the past in tech, I've noticed, have often been left out or have not been properly documented. So for us to, have our websites, have a LinkedIn, have all of these different platforms to market ourselves and properly document our journeys in tech really solidifies like our place and our contributions that we've, put into this field. This is a chance for you to correct that and make sure your impact is known and remembered on your own terms. You can gain opportunities. I've gained many opportunities from Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn from just marketing myself and showing what I'm learning and what I'm passionate about. This helped me jumpstart my career. It sparks your interest, it builds your network, and it ultimately grows your audience to a larger platform. You can inspire others to be their best in the technology field. Many of us, we are the trendsetters for a lot of younger people coming into this field. So the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you show how you're learning and what you do in your job, this is going to help, bridge that diversity gap for a lot of young kids that think that tech is hard. They think that they can't, succeed in this field. They think that it's too hard for them, that they have to be super duper smart and genius. You're helping them to be more confident to come into this field. You can utilize your online presence to its full advantage and not just entertainment. A lot of people think that social media is just for entertainment purposes, but we can use it to build a network. Like I mentioned before, we can use it to showcase and inspire people, showcase our projects and what we're learning. We can use it to help solidify what we're learning and our skills. And we can also, what I'm doing right now is 100 days of InfoSec challenge. You can create tech challenges to help inspire people and keep people motivated to keep learning new skills. So my overall tech marketing strategy, I did not build this overnight. This was something that I had to over time learn and teach myself from the time that I started in 2015, my digital Empress brand. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I've, read some books, some articles and stuff like that to create this strategy for myself to keep me going, to keep me motivated, to inspire many different people and young kids. So like I said before, to make history, I document my contributions to tech as a Black woman. I gain opportunities this way through networking, showcasing my skills and experience in what I'm passionate about. I inspire others. I motivate young Black girls to enter the field, non-technical Black people who don't think that they are able to get into this field, and push others to keep learning and growing, even if it's not in InfoSec, just to push people to just keep learning what they want to know more in. And overall, this comes together to help me build my tech empire by bridging the gender and diversity gap, improving my technical improving my technical knowledge, and making great connections. Oops. So topic number 2, different platforms you can use to market yourself. And I will list all of the platforms I personally use and my strategies when using them. So these are all the platforms that I currently use right now. I have a personal website that I go through Squarespace to use. I use LinkedIn, I use Twitter, I use Instagram, I use YouTube, and I also use GitHub. I haven't recently been using GitHub, but I do plan on, getting back into using GitHub. A lot of people think that GitHub is just for developers, but I found a lot of security professionals on there using it as a way to showcase their projects and help others have like resources to start their careers. So the first two we're going to talk about is personal websites and LinkedIn, the more professional ways of marketing and building a network. So like I mentioned before, I use Squarespace. It's easy to build and run and design. It has great security measures put in place. You have the ability to run your blog. Like I also said before, I'm doing the 100 days of InfoSec challenge. So I've been like burning myself out, posting blogs every day of me learning and refreshing on topics to get my Security Plus. It's been a challenge, but I am using my blog to do that. It has an email newsletter service that I've been using every day as well to, tell my audience and my email list what I'm learning, their cyber knowledge of the day, jobs they can look into, how they can purchase my merch. It also has a scheduling service provided to connect with clients. So if you wanted to do one-on-one like consulting calls, which I used to help people on Zoom like we are now, and talk to them about their tech careers and how they can get started and how they could get into cybersecurity. And you can also place calendar events on your webpage to inform users on upcoming events. So if you go to my homepage on the digitalempress.com and you scroll down, I'll have like an events. I just actually put up the events calendar and you'll be able to find this event on there. And if you scroll down some more, I'll have a blog calendar and it has like all my blogs that I've been posting daily for my challenge. So website's best features for marketing. The blog, the email newsletters, and calendar events. Like I said before, you can utilize your blog to showcase your knowledge, provide your audience with daily content to learn from, teach projects. And it's also a way to gain CEUs for CompTIA certs for renewal. So if you get like the 501 that's, currently going to be running out, is going to be expiring in July of this year. You can write blogs and articles to help you renew those certs. So I'm going to have well over like 100 and something blogs, when the 601 drops, and I'll be able to use those to renew my 501. You can email newsletters. You can have email newsletters to reach out to your audience, to keep them updated with your process, your daily skills, learning, give them some advice on InfoSec and what you're learning, current events and tech, stuff like that. And it helps build a relationship with your audience. You know, it's a more personal, instead of it just being like on social media where everybody has contact with you. It's like more personal, and you guys can like kind of share that connection with each other with whatever, you know, topic that you present to your audience. And then calendar events. You can, if you're participating in events like we are right now, you can let your audience know about that event in the calendar and also in the newsletter and the blog. And like I did, you can implement a second calendar to showcase your blogs, just to keep your audience updated on whatever you're doing worthwhile in cybersecurity. Whoops. Okay. So other ways to run your own personal website. Oh, my WordPress image is blocked out. So you can use WordPress. It's the pre-blogging platform. I'm not familiar with WordPress, but I know that many people use WordPress to blog, to host their websites. I know that you can implement a lot more with WordPress if you're more tech savvy in, you know, website building. You can use Shopify, the e-commerce giant, and a lot of people who are starting their, you know, small Black businesses these days are using Shopify. That's another great way to market yourself. And if you're tech savvy enough to build your own website, that's also great too. I do not have enough time to do that. So I just go through, you know, Squarespace, something that's easy to set up, easy to manage, and throw my content on there. Okay, so then the next platform we have is LinkedIn. What I love about LinkedIn, it's really helped me over the years to build my network like locally and globally. Um, and a lot of people come to me and they ask me like, oh, how can I build a network? How can I start this? And I mentioned this in my ebook. You really should have a LinkedIn, and then you should have it like filled out, and you should have, you know, all your, you know, whatever expertise and skills that you have. LinkedIn is a great place to brand yourself, market yourself, not only for employers, but for clients, for, you know, people that just want to connect with you, to have a, you know, relationship. This is a great place to start. You can build your profile catered to your specific experience. This will let employers know, employers and your audience know your work experience, your specific skills, and what you're working on. You can post articles. Another great way to showcase your network and employers what you know to gain paid opportunities and jumpstart your career. You can upload documents. This could be your resume. This could be security notes. This could be online certifications, anything to help your target employer and audience know what you're doing and what you're good at. You can gain new skills. If you didn't know, LinkedIn has like a new learning platform, and I've taken some like courses on there on like ethical hacking and, you know, InfoSec. So this can be a way that you can, you know, take this course and talk about it on your LinkedIn, so employers know that you're actively learning in the field. And you can also run ads to further boost your business and your personal brand. LinkedIn also has groups. You could use this feature to join groups related to your interests in IT security. LinkedIn has so many groups. Like I've come across so many InfoSec groups that are great for beginners, that are great for, you know, people just looking to find, you know, people that are interested in the same hobbies and interests than them. This is a great way to get connected with people. And you can also create your own groups. I may start one in the near future. Who knows? But I think it's a really great feature to further brand yourself, reach out to people, and build a network. So this is how I basically market myself on LinkedIn. These are 4 different ways that, I've effectively marketed myself. I recently just gained a certificate from Ethical Hackers Academy for the Ethical Hacking in Cybersecurity course. And I showcased it on LinkedIn just to let people know, like, hey, like I'm learning ethical hacking. And as you can see here, I have like 53, what do you call those? Like likes and thumbs up, 7 comments, and 1,316 views on this post. So just because, you may not know all of these people, just because, people that's in your network, that they've liked it, they've commented on it, other people are going to see your posts on their feed, even if they don't react to it. You never know who may come across your post. I've also been using it to showcase my 100 Days of InfoSec challenge. So as you can see here, I say what the day is and like what I talked about in each blog post. And I make sure to put like a cute little picture because that grabs people's attention. And then I'm very big on using tags that focus on the specific blog post to attract more people that are looking for that topic to read about. And here's someone that recently I just connected with. They own their own tech company. They liked my 100 Days of InfoSec challenge, and they literally just went and like took one of my first blog posts, and they marketed it on their platform, and they put all my information, my Twitter, my YouTube, my Twitch, everything. So that's why I'm pushing to, put yourself out there, because when people like what you do, they are going to market for you. Like I didn't ask him to do this. I didn't, pay him. He didn't ask for any payment. He just took it upon himself to market me. So that's another great, thing about pushing yourself on LinkedIn. You just never know who's going to be inspired by what you're doing and want to share that with their network. And then for my personal profile, I make sure I have a nice headshot. I have my header logo in, the top. I have, what I am, what I do, where my area is, where I went to school, where you can buy like my sweatshirts and like what I'm doing, where I've been and where I'm going in my about section. And then if you scroll down, you can see all my experience and skills. So LinkedIn is a very great, place for not only, professionals, but those who are beginners. If you're somebody that's just coming in, I highly recommend to use LinkedIn to your full advantage to get your name and your projects out there. All right, so next, Twitter and Instagram, how I use social media for entertainment, networking, and making learning fun. Okay, so I use Instagram. I've just hopped back on there and started using it daily because of the challenge. But there is 4 main things that I use on Instagram to really attract a bigger InfoSec audience and to attract more Black women to my page. I make sure that I upload quality pictures. I use a Canon G7X. This is my little camera that I use. And when I'm like on my computer in my workspace and it looks like I'm working, that tends to get more engagement. So I make sure like I'm looking like I'm working and I'm doing something. So yes, quality pictures is something that's really going to help your brand stand out and attract more people and inspire people to get into technology, I feel as though. A consistent theme is another good thing for Instagram. People seem to be more inclined when your feed is more aesthetically pleasing and it has like a consistent like theme and color and edit or whatever. So for that, I use the VSCO app to keep my feed, consistent with certain presets. So yeah, when people come to my page and they're scrolling, they're like, oh, this is like really nice and organized. Another thing that's really great, I kind of use Instagram as like a small little blogging tool. you know, it's not, you can't really blog on there. So I use captions to blog what I'm doing, just to kind of give people an intro of like what I may be doing that day or what my blog may be talking about. So yeah, use your caption section as like a mini blog section. Tell your audience what you're working on that day or the week. It's a great way to educate them as well. You can give them like daily tips, or, you know, tell them like certain things that you're learning. And it really helps, you know, not only, you know, technical people, but non-technical people. I've, you know, educated so many non-technical people that are telling me, oh, I didn't know this before, because they read my Instagram caption. A tip for Instagram captions, you want to use the line break tool. I usually don't like to read like big chunks of data or like text in like captions. I think it's just overwhelming. So as you can see here in one of my captions, I separate chunks of, you know, text so that people can like not be so overwhelmed by the amount of information that I may be putting in there. And I also recommend you use your Insta story to tell a story. I try to post at least like once a day to just, you know, keep people updated on like what I'm doing, what I'm studying, what projects I'm working on, what my goals are. I've recently been using Professor Messer's little pop quizzes off of his Instagram to like test my uh, followers. You know, this keeps them interactive with me. They love it. They think it's so fun. So that's a way that I keep, you know, make learning fun for information security. And you can also create highlights now on Instagram for specific subjects on your page that keeps your audience can keep them updated on your journey. So I have 100 days of infosec highlight. So I like post every day what blog I've written about. I have a tech highlight, I have a beauty highlight, and then I have a lifestyle highlight. And then we have Twitter, one of my favorites. For Twitter, I recommend that you create a catchy and memorable bio. For some reason, I'm like over the years, I've noticed that like when I have like a catchy, like a one-liner bio that's like catchy and kind of witty and a little comical, people tend to, you know, be more interested and follow me more. So I have right now, as you can see, the finest ethical hacker you will ever meet. And then I have Shop Digital Empire, where you can find like my store, all my products and brands and stuff like that. And it really draws people in. I currently just made it to 6,000 followers. So yeah, so try to include what you do in InfoSec in a witty, relatable way. And people tend to like that and want to follow and want to know more. You want to have a great headshot and a header. As you can see in the top photo, I have like the same header that I use for LinkedIn. I try to keep, you know, my headers and my branding the same across the board. The only thing, as you can see here, my profile picture is a little bit too saucy for LinkedIn. So, you know, I had to change the headshot over there. But over here on Twitter, you know, I have my nice, you know, selfie going on. And it can help draw in, you know, a bigger audience along with the header. I use Logo Joy. That's my favorite place to create my headers and my media kits for my headers and stuff like that. So try that out. They have very affordable brands that you can buy to get your own media kits. You utilize that pinned tweet. So your pinned tweet is a way to kind of like get people to know more about what you do on your page, and you know what you're, like I said, like I've been saying this whole time, what you're learning, what you're doing. You always want to show people what you're doing and stuff like that. They're always so interested in like whatever we're doing in this field. So right now I'm doing my 100 days of InfoSec challenge to become a penetration tester, bug bounty hunter, and award-winning CTF. So every day I just kind of like post what I'm learning, what resource I'm learning from, and a reflection of like what I learned and what I did that day. And then it makes InfoSec fun and interesting for people. You know, everyone says that they love that how I make InfoSec topics and things so fun to learn and so cool. That's like one of my um, gifts that I think that I have. And it helps educate non-InfoSec people on how to better protect themselves online. I use this tweet here that happened last night. I was talking about the Cain and Abel password hacking tool, and one of my followers thought I was talking about a group in New Orleans, and we thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, so sometimes it could be, you know, really funny when you can make this field really relatable and it attracts more people in. I also use a lot of meme pictures and videos to make InfoSec more digestible for non-technical people who may be kind of intimidated. So I try and make it, you know, I try to make it relatable, but also educational to not to attract, like I said, attract more people in, so they're not, you know, scared to learn, or they think that it's like, you know, it's not something for us. All right, and then we have YouTube and GitHub utilizing video platforms and developer websites to market what you know, find projects, and track daily progress or your daily process. Okay, so here's YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 3 years now. Um, as an InfoSec person, I was on YouTube when I was a young girl, way back in like middle school. So I kind of like understood the ins and outs when I came back as an adult. Um, but it took me 3 years to get to where I am now. I recently just made 12K subscribers on YouTube. And it was all because um, I just kept my theme consistent. So as you can see, post content related to InfoSec. So if you, I've shown like videos of me, like a day in the life of a network analysis when I was working for the government. People seem to like that. Tips on how to do, you know, blank, 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 you know, tips on how to secure um, your laptop, your phone, tips on how to secure your social media, things that, you know, can be digested across the board. Tutorials on how to secure blank, blank, blank. That will help draw people in to your channel. And 10 reasons why, like this video that I have here, 10 reasons why I like the cybersecurity field. Um, I have that up, and that's like my most watched video right now. I think I have like over 74K views on that. And what's really helped me to gain more views and engagement on my YouTube channel and have it grow to where it is now is this tool called Tubebuddy. It's like a browser extension you can add. And it's a great way for channel management and to help grow your channel. It helps you with like picking good tags. It helps you with picking better titles, and make sure that you've uploaded like a good thumbnail, and you've posted it, like you've marketed it on Twitter and Facebook, and you know, if you put a pin tweet, a pin comment and stuff like that, and make sure you do everything to make sure that the CEO is getting the grabs that it needs, the views that it needs. So I highly recommend that if you're looking to grow your YouTube audience in the InfoSec realm. The second thing I want to recommend is being consistent. As you can see, this is my first video 3 years ago. I have like 1,300 views on it. And it was a little Raspberry Pi Python project of like a cat and mouse game that I built on my Raspberry Pi. And that's where I started. Like I just, you know, screen recorded me playing the little game that I built, and I posted it up. And then I started at like 0 subscribers, and I just kept pushing and marketing myself until I reached like 100 subscribers. And then I reached 500 subscribers, and now I'm at 12K 3 years later. For this to help you be consistent, I would recommend a planner. You could use Asana. I'm like migrating to using that now, which is like an online project management tool. journal to plot out video ideas, posting schedule, and content strategy. I'm addicted to my planner and my journal. If I don't have it, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. And then the next tip, which kind of, slides right into after being consistent, is being your number one fan. Nobody's gonna support you like you support yourself. I knew that I probably wouldn't have had the support that I have right now when I first started out. And I didn't originally do this for support or recognition. I did it just to put myself out there and just wait until I got hits. So I just, kept posting myself, and I kept motivating myself and pushing myself to upsell my content. And then eventually more people, started to find me, they started to catch on. And I started seeing more numbers and engagement over time. So you can kind of cross market yourself. So like if I post a video, as you can see here, I, promoted it on my Twitter, I promoted it on my Instagram, I promoted it on LinkedIn, I promote myself everywhere, like a rapper. Like I'm gonna just post it as much as I can. So, and then for YouTube, I also recommend you fill out your profile section. This makes sure that the audience knows where to find you on other platforms to stay connected. It also gives them an overview of your channel, so YouTube knows where to place you in the algorithm. I think the more words that I use that surround like infosec and tech and stuff like that, YouTube pushes me. And it's pushed me so much, if you guys didn't know, that YouTube recently just reached out to me. They're going to put me in their spotlight channel for Black History Month. So you just never know. Like I made sure that I kept pushing myself to the point where YouTube's like, yeah, we're going to, insert one of your videos on our main page. So yeah, this is the power that comes with marketing yourself. You just never know who's watching and where your content might be one day. And then a tip for that, YouTube now has like a community section and stories. So I use the community section a lot because it's like a blog, a mini blog that you can have with your community. You can share like tips and your blogs and your Instagram and, resources and stuff like that. And then you can use your YouTube stories, like your Insta stories, just kind of keep your audience updated over there on what you're doing when you're going to post content, aware them of when you're going to post content. They have a lot of new features now where you can just promote yourself more and push yourself more. And now we're going to talk about GitHub. So I think, and thank you guys for the congrats. I think a lot of people, I don't see a lot of people in InfoSec talk about GitHub a lot and using it. I don't think I have any current cybersecurity projects on there, but I wanted to, well, I have one. I built one Python project that, incorporated security in it a little bit. But other than that, you're just going to find Python projects on my GitHub. And what I wanted to do this year is kind of use GitHub more to share more InfoSec projects, coding projects, and to create like more repositories that just I put together of like InfoSec resources that I come across, like, learning platforms or ebooks, books, projects, CTF websites, just anything that I come across, because I know a lot of people want those resources and it's just in abundance. So I kind of want to create certain, like pen testing repositories and digital forensics repositories, just to kind of give people, an idea of like where they should go to like study and learn more about each career title. So you don't just have to post code on GitHub. You can showcase like your process of solving an InfoSec problem on GitHub. So yeah, you can create a certain repository on like InfoSec project that you've done. It helps you also to keep track of your progress. GitHub is great at giving like a visual of your daily progress. As you guys can see, like they do like a green of like how much you've, you know, commented on something, or you pushed something, or you contributed to something. It helps you with keeping track of like what you did, and like how you contributed to certain projects, or, you know, what you've done on certain projects on your personal, you know, profile. And you can use this as motivation to stay consistent in your studies, as well as helping others stay consistent. This is where having a study schedule comes in place. So if you don't have a study schedule, it's going to be hard to like keep up your progress over time. And then those green squares are going to be gray, like they are right now for me. And you can make contributions to other projects. This is great to put on your resume as well. You know, if you just kind of come across like a security project and, you know, a little bit of, you know, security software coding, you can, you know, hop in and create, you know, make contributions. Or like this, for example, I had a problem with a Raspberry Pi Python project. And I just went to them and I said, hey, like I'm having problems with this project. Like, can you help me with this piece of code? And someone else came up and they're like, yeah, I have this problem too. And we eventually figured it out and we got the code to run. And that was tracked on my contributions for that year. So that's a great tool that I love about GitHub. And then you can also share InfoSec resources. Like I said earlier, I've come across so many different profiles about like hacking resources and InfoSec resources. It's just like a long list of just different resources that you can click to. Sometimes that stuff like overwhelms me. So maybe once a day, I'm just gonna click through and like pick a chunk and click through it to see what it is. But there's so many resources out there, like so many. And you can find a lot on GitHub. And it's a great way to plug yourself and brand yourself in these repositories. Like if you offer a service or an ebook or a resource, you can plug yourself into these GitHub pages. All right, so I know I'm kind of like behind schedule, but sorry guys, I'm gonna try to hurry up. I have created a digital Empress marketing strategy checklist for you guys if you're interested in branding yourself more. You want to build your brand up and, you know, get yourself out there and inspire more people. I've kind of curated this checklist from all the tips that I've mentioned in this presentation, so you guys can kind of go through and check off like what you have, what you don't have, how you can implement certain things into your platform. I've offered like some links for like iPhone tips if you don't have like a camera, iPhone tips to take clearer pictures, and then I have a link to my camera that I currently use. I give you links to the editing apps that I use for Instagram, the line break tool, and then I also provide my links to my social media, so you guys can just kind of go through and see what I'm doing, see how I market myself, just to kind of give you some ideas on, you know, how you should, you know, market your InfoSec projects, what your topics, whatever, if you want to reach a bigger audience, or just, you know, make your strategy a little bit more streamlined. You can check me out. I'm on there all the time because I just genuinely love doing it. And that's all. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If anybody had any questions before we close out, I would love to answer them. Oh, the checklist is not in my ebook. I will, after the presentation, I'll be putting it up on my website so you guys can download it for free. I'm just gonna put it up on my website for anybody to access it. And it should also be able to access on my Blacks in Cyber profile. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, that is correct. It is in her profile, and if you are in the Feedloop platform right now, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see speakers, credits, description, and then files. And her marketing strategy checklist can be found right at the bottom. Just click it and download it.
No questions? Oh, and these are all same. It's going to be in my checklist, but that's where you can contact me. Renisha, does she want to come in, or does she have a question?
Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Hey,
Yes.
Thanks for the keynote. It was awesome. It's really neat having you represent other Black women in tech, and then also with a very glamorous approach. So yes to that. I had actually just two quick questions that go hand in hand. The first one, how do you get all of your ideas? I've been following your 100 days in InfoSec, and I'm like, oh, how do you get all these ideas? Like, my mind it just escaped me. So that's my first question. Like, how do you generate these ideas for content? And then the second question, how do you get over the nerves or the butterflies that comes with it all?
Yeah. So the first question, I enroll myself in courses, or like I pick a project, or I pick a challenge. So for this challenge, the first challenge that I started, it was going through the ethical hacking course. So I just every day I went through like a lesson and I used it as content. So if you're going through a course, you can use that as content, because you're learning something and you're getting new information and people want to know what you're learning. So I just use that as content, and it helps me stay consistent. And then as far as like your second question, the butterflies, it was difficult at first, especially because I was in my undergrad classes, and I remember that first year I started, taking cyber classes, and I was the only Black woman in there. So I would be walking in there, and I would be like, "Oh my God, this is overwhelming. This is filled with guys." And they would be looking at me, and then my professor would be just looking at me. So over time, I think I actually had a professor that it was a digital forensics professor. He was like really nice, and he was like, I know like it would be like weird for you to be like the only girl in these classes right now, but you stand out. Just know that you stand out, and you're inspiring these guys. Like, you're letting them know like girls are not afraid to be in this field. So that really like boosted my confidence, and that also let me know when I was looking around and I didn't see many people like me in my class. I was like, okay, I have to do this. So it's just the motivation to see more faces like me in the field that just kind of diminishes the butterflies. Thank you so much, Lakeisha.
All right, we are 6 minutes over, but do we have any more questions? We have the digital Empress here with us right now, so please take the opportunity to ask her anything.
Thank you.
All right. If not, I'm sorry, go ahead, Taylor.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay, well, if not, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you all for enjoying our 2-day BIC Winter Conference 2021. We're definitely going to have some more events. Hopefully we can get her to work with us in the future. And I'm going to say that that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a